Life is this.
So I've decided I'm a bit of an ideas man. To a point. I seem to come up with different ideas and that's kind of where they stop a lot of the time. The boxes that we've designed our company around was an idea that I didn't stop on. It was something that I wanted to see through. It was something that, with the backing and support from my missus, that we have been able to see through, and it's got to the point of being a thing. It's a real thing. There's still more to the vision, but it will get there. It will get there eventually. But there's been a few other ideas, shower ideas, I guess, that have sort of come about recently. Sort of want to side quest it a little bit. One was a food truck, which is something that I've always wanted to do. Something that has always been sort of in the back of my mind. And that's what I've said to the missus. If money wasn't a thing, I'd either be, if money wasn't a problem or necessary, I'd probably be either in like a food truck or like not a restaurant, but like an old school takeaway shop. Better, I guess. Also, I don't know, it's better. Or I'd love to be out farming. Yeah, I know it's hard work, all that sort of stuff, but it's just something that's always been a little pipe dream in the back of my head. But yeah, this little food truck idea, I sort of can't live. Like everywhere now, you need to have a bit of a niche, I suppose, or something different. I reckon I might have something that is pretty different, but don't know how well it'd be liked. The cost. Trying to get another business off the ground, and the cost to start like a food truck. No experience is done. It's a lot. But there was another sort of little idea that wasn't a business idea. It wasn't a way to sort of make money or anything like that. But it was a way to essentially make mates, I suppose. Meet new people. But a way to try new things. And so my thought was this thing of dads doing hobbies, essentially, where you sort of get a group of dads and their kids, and then you pick a hobby that one of the kids does. Whether it's building Lego or playing an instrument, rock climbing, anything. Just a hobby that, depending on what it is, that group of dads and the kids do. something that you can, you go, right, for this month we're gonna learn to play an instrument. Meet up, once a week. Do a bit of like a group sort of thing, practice and a bit of learning, and essentially that's something that you can then take away and do with your kid at home or kids at home. You can practice together that hobby. You never know, you might like it. It might become something that you want to do. And I've always wanted to know how to play an instrument. I've always wanted to learn how to play guitar. I've never done it. That was just an idea that I kind of thought about. So that'd be cool. And it's a way that you get to try a new hobby. Try a new hobby, but still spend time with the kids and then learn a skill together. I think that's kind of cool. But if it's not for you, end of the month, once the new month starts, whatever, there's a new hobby. Try out. If it's something like rock climbing or something like that, that might be a couple of times out of the month. Might only be 2 days out of the month where the dads and the kids get together and go to a local rock climbing place, whatever they call them, and do that. Like have it as a bit of a day out. But I don't know. I'm going to try and sort of cut this down a little bit and make it into more of a attention grabby clip. Make it into a reel. There'd be something interesting that I wouldn't mind trying with some of the local dads and the kids in my area to then eventually branch it out, like expand on it. You go and you talk to other dads and kids vary in age. Cool. You get younger kids that are able to sort of learn from an older child, a young teenager or whatever. I suppose it can be harder to do that sort of thing. From what I've been told with teenagers, to be able to have that time. Teenagers tend to not want to spend much time with their family or their parents. I think it's a good idea. It's just another one of those things. But I suppose my hobby could be my hobby. My hobby could be setting up hobbies. I've never really had a hobby. Pretty much left school, got a job, and just worked. Pretty much just worked. And then, that was all I ever sort of did. 18, 19, my hobby was drinking and smoking. Got over that fairly quickly. Still just work. I suppose people say, oh, you go to the gym every morning. Maybe that's a hobby. I don't know. I don't see the gym as a hobby. It's more just, I don't know, work. I enjoy doing it. I feel way better when I've done it. When I go to the gym, I feel better. But it's work. I go there to work. I don't know. I still just don't. I wouldn't consider it a hobby. It's probably something else when I try and get a bit more time and get a hobby, I suppose. Maybe get this idea off the ground and meet some new people and learn some new skills. Maybe gain a hobby that way. I don't have that idea. It's hard to give advice or to talk about things for pregnancy and parenting as just one bloke in a car, actually just in my own head. Sort of whatever comes to my mind just sort of comes out. I'll put it out there. If anybody, now I'm not saying podcast, I'm not mentioning that, but if anybody would like to maybe join me in talking about different things, I'm looking for dads, I guess, probably the easiest way. Just as a bit of a content creation sort of thing, just to help with maybe asking questions, or even anybody out there that follows our pages, if you've got any questions that you'd like my opinion on or my advice on, send us a message and I can talk about it. There's so many questions and opinions and things on parenting and pregnancy, and like, I'm in no way an expert, no way at all. And there is other sort of podcasts and pages that you can follow, but they seem to be more they seem to be more they can be harder to understand. They're not sort of spoken about in bogan terms, I guess, like the way that they talk about a lot of things. There is some parenting podcasts and that I've listened to, but it's much the same as they're essentially like a white collar workers, which obviously there's nothing wrong with that, you know. But I think it's different coming from somebody that's in a blue collar field, spends time away, you know, for work. So, if you got any questions about pregnancy, parenting, I'm I'm more than happy to do videos on that, on my opinions. Be careful that it's opinions. Anyway, short one today. Stay safe. Look after each other.